Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. It's CDR time again. Let me introduce our guests. MORITZ on the left side. He works for Electronic Beats, does a column called Videodrome and selects the best videos of the week. Just so you know what is happening out there in the VimTube world. Then we have Dan HUITING, all the way from the US of A. He works with artists like Bon Iver. Here we call him Bon Iver. They're probably Bon Iver. Oh, okay. Volcano Choir, a lot of other artists. He is probably going to show us some parts of his showcase later on. On my left is BRODMÜLLER from Berlin. He works with artists Max Herre, Joy Denalane, Gloria, and many others. He brought us some videos as well. And on my right is the legendary ZORAN BIHAC. Well, you are. I'm sure most of the people in the room know all your videos. They've just never seen your face before.
I don't think so.
You got a microphone as well.
Yes.
So, I guess a lot of people have seen videos by the Fantastischen Vier, by Rammstein, Turntable Rocker, and Beatsteaks, and all of those. He's the dude who's responsible for all those videos. So, I'm curious, how did it all start? Was there one moment, I mean, that's a question to all of you, where you thought, this music video inspired me so much, this is something I want to do?
Ooh, that's a hard question. I think, like, for me, but this could be like a personal thing, is like Spike Jonze maybe is like the key guy who, like, I don't know, opened some sort of like window in my head saying like, I have like a deeper look inside, like Daft Punk videos or Christopher Walken like flying through this hotel room and something. This is like, was my start point.
How about you?
I was a musician for a long time and that never really worked out. So I was cooking at a pizza place for like $8 an hour, and I figured I'd go to, I always took photos, so I figured I'd go to school for cinematography and try to get out of the pizza job, and worked out, so.
So you think for all the musicians out there who don't really make it, there's still hope to become a video director?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I think it's not a joke, but during my school time, ZORAN, he must be, I don't know, 80 years old. His music videos inspired me a lot, and not as a music video director, just all the guys he worked with, like Freundeskreis and stuff like that. He did that shit, and he's still alive. And
Still shitting.
Yeah. Amazing stuff. That's the guy.
So what inspired you then? If you've become a source of inspiration, there must have been something for you as well, where you thought, okay.
Yeah, 100 years ago, when I was young. Something comes to my mind, it's Cotley and Cream, Cry. I guess nobody of you knows that. That's the time before Spike Jonze. I think it's one of the first conceptual videos I've ever seen, when I was like, wow, you can just make something else than just perform in a video. Cry is a one-shot. You see just faces. Other people, then Cotley Cream, sing the song, and they start to cry. And they merge face to face. And it's very simple Dissolve style. It's very old school, but very simple. And I was shocked by the simplicity of it. And from that time, it always comes back. The simple way is always the best, I guess.
So maybe you can talk us about the production process, just quickly how that actually works. So an artist decides, I want to do a music video. So how does it go from there?
I mean, back in the days, there was this kind of thing that, like, I don't know, like an artist had a track, and then like somebody like a product manager, let's say of Universal Records, sent, like, I don't know, the song to 3 production companies in Berlin, for example. And then you have something like a pitch, you know, where you have to ask like a music video director to like write a treatment for no money. And then there's a 0.1% of, we can probably shoot this. Then there's a lousy decision by the label, and then they're gonna change the treatment probably in a way the director is not really like, I don't know, like agreeing with, and then like in the end of the end, there's like a video production going on.
But do you also have artists who come, who approach you and say, I want to change my image please do it for me with a music video.
Yeah, with a lot, because the strange thing that changed is that 5 years or 10 years ago it was some kind of art form. Now you are not a director, you are a marketing guy who thinks about, okay, let us spend the money not just for 2 singles, let's take the money and do 10 small things, because if you shoot just one time in the forest, it's a less chance to strike anybody, and if you shoot 10 times in the forest, perhaps we strike someone and
you hit somebody.
Yeah, to hit somebody, and it's really kind of a marketing tool right now, and you've had to think like a marketing guy, also image-wise. Sometimes the people come to us and say, I want to change my image because I don't feel myself. What can I do? But these are the lucky moments, because they are really thankful for everything you do. And sometimes, if they don't say, please do something for me, it's a compromise. In the end, it's a big compromise.
So you brought us some videos. Maybe we should start with looking at some stuff. I guess you got some videos which represent you as an artist as well, because I suppose that all of you have a little signature that you always implement in your videos. At least I hope so. And you brought us a bunch of videos. One was your inspiration, but maybe we should start with something that is all yours.
Oh, then let's start with I think the last one, Gloria with Warten.
Wenn es dir schon schlecht geht, du nur noch verlierst und keinen Ausweg mehr siehst, wenn du längst schon denkst, du schaffst das nicht allein, weil du gar nichts mehr fühlst, dann komm ich, nimm dir die Luft, nimm dir das Glück zum Atmen, lass dich im Stich.
We searched weeks for empty city, and we found that small Indian village in America. But then we recognized that this is Detroit, and Detroit is bankrupt, and the whole inner city it's fucking amazing empty, and all that spirit and soul and heart of Detroit we know from all that soul records and stuff like that. You don't find it anymore, because the inner city is just filled with people on drugs, and they call it zombie land, because if you drive by car during its inner city, the people walk in the direction of your car like a zombie. It's not. I'm not kidding. It feels like in a zombie movie.
But what was the budget here? I mean, you flew over to.
Yeah, we just need a car, a human, and
Who's obviously not the singer.
yeah, flight tickets.
So it was less than 10K.
It was actually around 14K. But I think there were two or three rules in Germany for German music videos. The first is don't shoot in Berlin. The second is don't shoot in Germany. And the third is
Don't get a budget.
Exactly.
Like, don't get a fee.
yeah.
Woanders nicht so schlecht.
Do you know, like, you produce this video, you're directing this video, but where is it, like, what's the audience? Why is the label giving 14K these days? I mean, what's a broadcaster? Where is it shown?
I'm a former MTV worker. I worked, I think, 10 years in a dark cellar in the ground doing animations for MTV and Viva Music Television. All that crazy little animation commercial bumpers and stuff like that. And but MTV exists anymore. It doesn't matter if they play it or not. It's just a matter of YouTube, and it changed completely because, for example, if you produce stuff just for the internet, the early 30 seconds are the most important thing, because you all are not able to be concentrated longer than 30 seconds, and so that's the reason the best pictures and stuff like that in commercial case should be in the beginning of the video and nobody watches the last end of the video. So you're totally right, it's just for the internet. But the internet is bigger than MTV right now. If you see all that numbers of the people who watch MTV, it was just, in the beginning, it was just 20,000 people per hour. And now it's less, so such a OK Go video has 20 million, so it doesn't matter anymore.
It's not so simple, because the big difference is with MTV and Viva, and we had a cool channel here called Viva 2, which only showed alternative, independent, and the weird shit way, kind of. And you have been able to see, let's say, Aerosmith and all the dance stuff, and all of a sudden appears a FX Twin video. And you, as a spectator who never had anything to do with Warp Records or anything like that, all of a sudden could see, have the possibility to see FX Twin, or let's say Prodigy Smack My Bitch Up, all that stuff. Now you have to pick it. Now it's a completely different way of getting the things. So you have to find the group, the peer group, and you have to find a way of seeding. You know, that OK Go, maybe it's 1 in a million, but nowadays, as a record company, or when you make a music video, it's not only about the 30 seconds, because there are videos that have one moment that lasts for 10 minutes, but there are people who love to see that. And now you are producing for the fans already. And you have to, the big art, let's say like this, is to reach people who are not the fans, who have more the same interest, who could be interested in that kind of video as well. And then the audience grows. It's like this. It's a completely different way of marketing and of seeding the message. And for my opinion, it demands much more, let's say, I would say calculation of the situation. There isn't something like accidentally coming up something like OK Go, yeah. I think.
No, totally. I mean, MTV's dead, and I'm very happy that they are dead. But I mean, isn't it?
I'm not happy.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't like Pitchfork these days some sort of like MTV or Stereogum or Dummy or like, I mean, now since I'm working at Electronic Beats, we got like offering like video premieres, which is like, okay, we are premiering the new One Tricks Point Never video or something, and then I know like 100,000 people are going to come to our website. So this is, I don't know what. Did you ever like work for a video?
Yes, but you are serving the ones that already know. But for me as an artist, it's kind of boring. You know, it's kind of, okay, these are the Rammstein fans. They get it. They want to see the Rammstein video. They will see it. But I would like to reach maybe people who are not interested in Rammstein to see that video. And here starts the, let's say, new way of I don't know, television screening, seeding the art, let's say like this.
But is there a moderation missing? A selector who actually says, you have to look at those videos? Because, I mean, when I was starting out looking at music videos on Tele 5 back then, there was just a bunch of videos, and of course I was always waiting for my favorite bands to finally show up, but on the way of getting there, I was bumping into a lot of other tunes that I've never listened to before, and of course they caught my attention as well, and I was able to discover some new music. So do you say that that's lacking as well, just aside from a marketing point of view, but also that the way of discovering new music and new artists?
Now you have Noisy, and you have all that kind of, let's say, institutions, and you, Electronic Beats, who say, hey, we say this is cool, so take a look at it. And that's the way how it goes. And then you have to find kind of the way of people who share the same perversion like you, let's say it like this. And then you will get it somehow. But I think kind of laziness of entertainment. And I think it's an important thing. It's an important thing that you just sit down and watch and get your things or take something, I don't know. But then all of a sudden you get surprises, you know. But all of this is kind of calculated. totally know when I see on Facebook Noisy, I know what kind of stuff I will get. I'm a fan of black metal, yeah, I get it. I'm a fan of weirdo stuff. I'm a fan of, now Square Pusher has released something fantastic, music made only by robots, you know, all fantastic, you know, but also it's like a opinion building, this is cool thing.
But how has that changed? Then let us know how it was 10 years ago.
I think 10 years ago you had the possibility to see in between of that weirdo stuff, all of a sudden Codley and Cream cry. A music I would never listen to, but the music was incredible. And look, Michel Gondry's, one of his first videos was for Godley and Cream. It's a thing you would never be interested in, you know. But you have to watch it because it's running, and then wow, what's that? And then it opens up something in you which says there's something more. There's much more. Not only something. There's much more.
So you've talked a lot about girls and perversion. So maybe we should show one of your videos.
Okay.
And you know which one I'm talking about.
Okay. I was really angry at that, not angry, but bored of those, we want to save the planet and the panda is a holy thing and stuff. And I really was like, come on, yeah, I know. Yeah, we all know we have to save the planet. But I want a panda who wants to have real fun, you know? And in the way of what kind of fun could it be that the panda really likes to have? It's like comes up something like this. So that's it. Thank you.
So those are the kind of videos you want your kids to just randomly zip into.
And he has 3 kids.
I showed it. Yeah, my son we call him Pandi.
I see. Dan, how is it in the United States? You know, you see how we do it in Germany.
Back to what you guys said about the content curation of like Noisy and stuff like that. I guess I'm growing up a little more in the like internet era of music video creation or curation, and so I definitely find that like when I go to Pitchfork or something like that, like I'll find something that's interesting to me or that I like. So I appreciate that someone is out there curating this kind of stuff, you know.
Talking of Pitchfork TV, you do City of Music, which is a show that's broadcasted on Pitchfork TV. Maybe you can just let us know what that is about.
Yeah, City Music is, it started as like a local thing in Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's where I'm from. And we would shoot bands just performing in like a weird location, just one song live, performing live. And it's a long story, but it ended up getting picked up by Pitchfork. And so now we take national bands that come through Minnesota and I'll write up a special treatment just for that band. And they'll perform one song and it's recorded live. It's a live recording. But I like to put a little bit more of like interesting music video thematic stuff into it so it doesn't feel like just another live session, because there's so many of those out on the internet today. Like everybody's doing live sessions. There's a band playing live somewhere. So I wanted to kind of spice it up a little bit, so maybe we can watch one of those later or whatever. But the cool thing about Pitchfork is I know that I can put a lot into a video, and I know it will get seen by a lot of people. You know, sometimes that content creator, that media partner, if you don't have that, you might have this really cool video that you work super hard on. It's so awesome, but if it doesn't make it to the right outlets, it's not going to get seen by a lot of people, or you know, if the band doesn't have a lot of Twitter followers or fans or something, you know. So if you have someone like Pitchfork that has like 2 million Twitter followers or something, and they like tweet your video, then these people that have come to expect a certain thing that they like will check it out. They don't even maybe know who the band is, but they're like, I'm going to check this out because I like what's on Pitchfork. So it's been nice to partner with them so that the videos can get seen by a lot of people. It's kind of rewarding to be able to put your heart and soul into something, and then it gets spread out everywhere.
So it's one thing to do a nice video, but the other thing to get the distribution out there. Do you then, when you shoot a video, also think of that? I mean, that's a question also out to all of you, that it has to be some sort of controversial, or in order to reach that audience, in order to go viral, in order to be edgy, so that a lot of people will share it and watch it?
No, I've never thought about that. I just make the thing that I want to make, and hopefully, if it's good, hopefully someone will share it, you know.
All right, let's just watch something.
Local natives, I don't know if anybody knows that band, but they were coming through town, and we're gonna do this live performance, and the guy from the band was like, I want a bunch of ballet dancers. So I got some ballet dancers, and we made this video.
That's it?
Yeah, but it's a live recording. They're actually playing, recorded live.
Okay. So it was one take, or?
Do a few takes.
All right.
Get the best one, we take the best one. Like 7 or 8 cameras going at once.
So this is kind of a different approach to the music video. You have those bands coming in or traveling through, playing a show, and then you do that one take with them, or basically one video.
Well, yeah, the dancers are shot like as a separate cutaway, but as you can see, the dancers are starting to come in to the middle of where the band's playing now. So it kind of climaxes at the end, so we don't have to watch the end. But that's basically, you see them separately, and then all of a sudden the dancers are coming in, and there's more and more dancers coming, and then started to get a little creative with the editing and did some kind of weird stuff later on with compositing.
So that I will tell the clients, I will start getting creative with the editing.
Yeah.
Nice sentence.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've said worse things. Yeah, I've said just like, no, I've literally been like, we're going to do a bunch of cool shit. It's going to be super cool. You're going to love it. Super vague. And yeah, so far so good.
How is it different than when you actually do a music video for a band, which is not traveling through?
This is much harder because this is a live recording, so we don't have a lot of the luxuries that we would a music video. With a music video, typically it's one camera, so you're lighting for one direction. Here, you have to light for 8 cameras in a circle and try to split the difference and make it look cool everywhere, and so it's much harder to do that.
So Moritz, you're selecting a lot of videos, so I guess you have to look at a lot of videos. And I hope you brought us some highlights of your selection.
I mean, we can have a look, and then you tell me if you liked it or not. As Dirk said, I have my weekly video column where I select like the 10 best videos of the week, whatever best videos is. I don't give a blah. But this video I stumbled over, let's say, last summer, and this is like, I don't know, like in a classic for me. Also like both, like track and also like the art. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's some sort of like a special video, right? I mean, I have also like high production value videos on my sticks there, but I mean, this is like it somehow for me, personal. These are like friends of the band, and somebody which is like a friend of the band is like somebody who's into like video production, and this all makes sense to me. This is like not like, I don't know, you have like $500,000 or something and you hire the major director, blah, blah, blah. This has some kind of soul to me. This is one of my best videos from last year, definitely. And also like the still imagery and then the movements. This is, yeah, I love it. And you?
I'm not here to judge. So what's your advice for...
I think it's good if it's in the content of other videos who are super fast and stuff. Yeah. That's why it's there. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there, you know. And I like your idea, and this is I think the most important thing of the change from dying MTV to the birth of the internet is the artist and his message authentic. So the picture and the art around him has to be kind of authentic as well. And this creates kind of a minimalism, which, let's say, what's her name? The video with the bicycles.
Bad for Lashes?
Yes. This is, Jesus Christ, this is Zen. This video is incredible. This is authentic. You believe the artist, and this is simplicity in the high art performance. Let's say this is kind of a little sister of that kind of religion. Let's say like this. And this makes it for me very interesting. We're talking all the time about money and all of that stuff. What does it mean? It means we are getting with our art more authentic because it gets more real. Or I don't know. It's like we have to find a simpler way of showing a bigger world, because we as the spectators expecting everything so much, you know. And in that kind of way, it's interesting. But to me, it's a little bit forced. You feel the intention of the director, which makes it kind of, okay, he wants to be anti. I prefer if you wouldn't feel the intention of the director, you know, then it would be more real. And you can create this in moments and situations. I think this is the highest way of telling stories, or a highest way of making art in a way. It's like to have the control of realness and let it go in the moment. By the way, I did something like this for Rammstein, which is a Buto experiment. And I made the video called Mein Teil. It's exactly about this. So we are seeing something which you think is really artificial, but actually all that you see is an experiment with people. So let's take a little look at this, and then maybe you know what I mean. Because it was about a real story about the guy who ate another guy who wanted to be eaten, and it's about his dick. And he says, "This is my dick." So it's based on a real story, and I wanted to have real feelings in that. So everybody came up in a secret meeting, what kind of their biggest fears, or what kind they interfere with this song. And then there was the singer who said, "I want to eat an angel, I want to really eat an angel." And all right, but how about if it's balance in it, and the angel eats you? So we made up a real sexual thing there. It's like he gets a real blowjob during he's singing this song, and then he's eating the angel, you know. The other was telling me something about weird things about mother and stuff, because mother is a big thing in that story, and he dressed up as his mother. And what you see here is kind of an experiment with people just performing the song with their bodies. This is super authentic. And it looks totally artificial, but it's authentic.
Ein Schrei wird zum Himmel fahren, schneidet sich durch Engelscharen. Vom Wolkendach fällt Federfleisch auf meine Kindheit mit Gekreisch.
There was a newspaper, and then, oh, wow, scandal, blah, they sing about this thing. And they really thought that the mother was eating meat, you know, raw flesh meat, but it was pralines, you know. We just gave it. But this is what people think. What do you think, what is real?
Shall we have a look at a video that you did for a person that was believed to be just a one-hit wonder?
Perhaps it's good because it's the most commercial thing that happened today. She's the winner of the European Song Contest. The interesting thing in that is that it is an ordinary budget for a music video. And the vision that we had already, also Lena had, was, okay, please let us 100 Indian dancers in beautiful clothes underline the track. But the production company said, you will get 10. And I said, okay, let's have 20. And they said, okay, but they had to wear clothes. And the budget is gone.
Let's look at the video.
The track is called Neon, and of course it has no story, no fiction, because she wants to be shown and because she wants to be herself, and of course it's her right to be herself and to be shown in the video, but of course we had to shoot in darkness because of neon. But the production company told us there's no money for light, so I go to the Baumarkt and bought 100 of these working lights, LED lights, for $2. And we put them in, during the night, put them into the hall. And the special thing about that video is that George Clooney paid it, or in any kind of way, because he rented the hall after us. And the owner of the hall said, I'm so fucking rich right now. Okay, you can have that small area of the hall for, I don't know, a little, really, really little kind of bucks. And we bought the cheapest crane we get, so we can get from that small angle into the whole area of but didn't earn the hall in real. And yeah, it's I think the most commercial thing I did, but I lost a lot of power because of fighting against budget problems. I think what I really want to show, if I'm allowed to just for 1 minute, is one of the biggest inspirations I got. She did that video in the 1940s. Expect Your Grandmother did that video. And she was called Maya Deren, and all the inspirations from our heroes and stuff like that, like Spike Jonze, like Godard, like the Canada guys. You will find such a lot of stuff in that woman. Of course, she did it with her husband, and nobody's sure who did it really, but all the stuff she did in the last years after that was quite amazing. Light-wise, camera-wise, camera trick-wise, acting-wise, aesthetic-wise, and she spent years and months together with Voodoo tribes in the early 40s to do visual studies with them, and I think at that time I would, I don't know, lose one hand to do that studies.
So that was 70 years ago.
Exactly.
Let's check it out.
I changed the music, sorry. It's Pink Floyd and not that crazy Japanese guy anymore. This is typical for Canada videos and stuff like that. This is, I don't know, Spike Jonze, Le Fleur from Chloé. This is also Canada. A bit Godard. Amazing light studies.
Dan, you're working a lot with atmospheres as well in your videos when you are not doing the ones for Pitchfork. What's your approach?
With the atmospheres?
Well, I mean, one of your, the Justin Vernon of Bon Iver and Volcano Choir is obviously one guy you've been working with. Maybe you can let us know how that happened and how you're working with the music videos on that.
It's a long story how I met him, but basically I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and he lives in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, which are it's about an hour drive apart. And we had a bunch of mutual friends, and through the City of Music series, actually, we shot his band Gangs, and I met him, and we kind of hit it off, and the Bon Iver record, the last record, was starting to come out, and so he needed some video stuff, but the one I was going to show tonight for Calgary was just, we're just sitting at his house in Eau Claire, and we're just like writing down weird shit and then trying to accomplish it, so this is what we did.
Don't you cherish me to sleep? Never keep your eyelids clear. Hold me for the pops and clams. I was only for the father's crib.
There's a pretty weird ending coming up here, so check that out. I really like strange endings that make no fucking sense at all. And so we got this bear, and we lowered it from the sky, and then we flipped the shot upside down, and that was that. This song, Calgary, there's some really deep personal things to Justin with this whole like weird kind of marriage that happens at this like lake situation, and there's some other things from his life that were like really important to him that are very like opaque metaphors that he wanted to have in there.
How often is the artist actually involved like this, or do you sometimes also do videos where they say, oh, just do something cool and then I'll check it out in the end?
Not very often. It's mostly collaborating with the artist, and that's the funnest part for me, actually, is people have something that they want, and I try to give it to them. Hopefully I do an okay job at it. I really like that collaboration. That's like my favorite thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, I guess we all want to get a drink, get some fresh air into this room, and then we'll meet again in about 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you. Thank you for being here.